For round 3, the championship moves up north as usual, but not to Aberdeen. The McDonald and Munro Speyside stages changing dates over the closed season to become the third round of the 2016 ARR Crabes Scottish Rally Championship. With the rain falling, the opening car warmed up the crowds in Cooper Park while we spoke to the competitors, starting with championship leader Gary Pearson.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. There's obviously very, very good competition today, so we've never done an event in the wet either for a good number of years, so it's going to be a bit interesting, but still learning for us, so looking forward to it.
Every event's going to be a bit of a new event for you, but I mean, you're actually coming into this leading the championship, so does that change your mindset today?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I think you just have to take rally by rally and stage by stage, you know. At the end of the day, the championship, once you kind of get drop scores and things into play, then we probably wouldn't be leading. So yeah, we'll just take it stage by stage and rally by rally and see how we go.
Right, we'll be slippy today now, and it'll be tricky out here. I made a mistake in this rally before, so hopefully it'll not be me today.
And you're all geared for action, ready to go, helmet on, 10 minutes, you're still buzzing.
10 minutes, I've been buzzing. I run round the park this morning just to get the feel for it, so I kind of made my line, but that was a dry line and now it's turned wet, so I'm not sure. Kind of like get rid of plan B and go back to plan A, I think. So
yeah, here we are in Elgin, but not in August, so that's obviously going to put a different slant on things today, and the weather so far has shown that.
Yeah, I mean, in the dry it can be really dry and loose and dusty, so I mean, in some ways if it just stays wet it'll bind it together and won't be too bad, but it doesn't make for a great start just around this slippy little place to start with.
Now, you had to focus on the entry list, but this is obviously not the focus, so what's the story there?
Yeah, well, the engine got repaired and it got back in time, so we thought we probably should just give her a run to make sure she's all right, and then see where we go. Just compare the two, I suppose. Hopefully this will be faster.
Yeah, hopefully. But presumably you've not had much chance to drive this in anger before today?
No, just from the hotel to here, from Lossiemouth to here. So
on the back of another good, successful British Rally Championship national win, you looking forward to this?
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I really like the Speyside stages. I wasn't wanting rain, to be honest. I was hoping it was staying away, but I really like the Speyside, so I think we'll go well today.
And it was Pearson and Robbie Mitchell who took the early advantage. 2 second fastest times through the park were followed up with 2 top 3 times in the first 2 gravel stages to put the Black Fiesta at the top of the SRC standings at first service. On their second run in Cooper Park, Armstrong and Swinscoe were about to slip up. 8 seconds at a standstill was an early disaster. Leaving the park in 13th overall, they regrouped with the quickest time on SS3 and 4th on 4 despite an overshoot. All of this left them 3 seconds back from the leader at first service. On equal times with the Impreza after 4 stages, John MacCrone started in superb style, the confidence in a rally car slowly returning with each event. Leaving Cooper Park with drive shafts intact was already an improvement for Faulkner and Foy compared to last year's Speyside. 4th at first service, they were once again the top Evo crew and pushing their relatively standard car to the limit as usual. "11 seconds back, it looked like Bruce McCombie and Michael Coates were back on form after a quiet start to their season. Bruce more interested in enjoying himself than worrying about the times, actually resulting in better stage times. Snowman winners Donnie MacDonald and Andrew Faulkner were another 18 seconds back after 4 stages, and unsure of where they lost the time. 100% sure of where they were losing time, Sinclair and Riddick were back in the Impreza for this round, but a mysterious engine fault was causing the car to cut out in first gear corners. This stall in Cooper Park was a precursor to a long, frustrating day ahead. After breaking a drive shaft in Cooper Park, Dale Robertson was on a fight back. 2 top 10 times on the gravel saw him in 9th overall at first service. Rounding out the top 10 at this stage, Andrew Gallagher was happier than on previous rallies now that the car's fuel issues had been resolved between events. Cooper Park always throws up some noteworthy performances, and this year was no exception. David Ross leaving the park in the overall lead of the rally in the DAM.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, we had an overshoot at the front, the first kind of chicane there, so probably lost a bit of time, don't know how much, but fortunately that's just the way it went. To start with, we tried something different there at the start just to see if it would help, and it didn't, so we lost a wee bit of time, but yeah, it's good apart from that.
Alright?
Making mistakes today, too many, aye.
Another one in there?
Aye, overshot again, so it's just stacking up today.
You're making it hard on yourself.
Well, I've made a mistake now, I'm trying to make it up and it's not going to happen, so we're only 1 second behind you and on the last stage.
That, yes.
Oh no, we're like 10 down and 11 down on them there. Time we got ourselves out of the corner, luckily there was a straight on, so we had area to turn and wave and everybody's waving at us and the usual, but
Good man.
still enjoying it.
Good man.
Yeah, good start. Still finding our feet a wee bit with the car, but much more positive than the last couple of events. I feel so much better in the fast bits, and that's where kind of my gremlins were. So if we can go a little bit faster in the fast bits again, we'll be not far away. So yeah, good start. I'm happy.
Good. See you later.
Out for the second loop, and Pearson and Mitchell began to stamp their authority on the event. 2 top 3 times and fastest overall on SS6 gave them a 4-second lead by second service. Still second, Armstrong felt he had driven better in this loop. Now 4 back from the Fiesta, the champion wasn't going to give up without a fight. Moving into third, Faulkner and Foy continued to push their Evo beyond its limits. With performances like this, many people wonder what they could do in a more modified car. After spending SS5 in rear-wheel drive only after a broken drive shaft, McCrone and Gelsomino put on a charge to stay in 4th. John driving better than he has all season as the confidence grows, and they were rewarded with the fastest time on SS7. Also on form, McCombie and Coots were maintaining their 5th place, and more importantly, having fun. Having a much better second loop, McDonald and Faulkner had close to within 5 seconds of the Green Evo, the Snowman winners starting to wake up as the day wore on. Up to 7th, Robertson and Loudon continued to make up for their drive shaft woes, 13 back from McDonald, but only 6 ahead of Gallagher and Nicol with 3 stages left. Moving into the top 10 in this loop, Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry were still learning about how their new Evo works on gravel. Despite a small worry about the head gasket, their pace was increasing as they got to grips with the car. Rounding out the top 10 was an entertaining battle between John Wink and a returning Freddie Milne. Wink had the position by 2 seconds at second service, but was feeling the pressure from Milne in the ex-Groundwater Evo. This was also the battle for top challengers honours.
Yeah, stage 5 there, we actually managed to get a puncture on one of the very last 2 corners. So the hairpin right over the finish was very interesting. We were very close to the trees, very close. But so we dropped a few in there, which wasn't too bad. I think we were quickest in the second one, which was really kind of technical stage, really slippery, so it was good. And the last one there, we overcooked it into a chicane, and not into the chicane, but past the chicane we missed the turn and basically had to reverse twice to get ourselves away. So yeah, difficult after that point. Just with the confidence, it was a little bit difficult, but yeah, quite happy the way it's going.
Yeah, I can only kick myself, for making a few mistakes this morning and making a public display of myself at that hairpin. But I quite like that hairpin, and I think you think you've always got it right. So first time through, give it a little flick of the handbrake. Second time, more pace, more speed. Game over. But anyway, cold tyres, cold brain, as my sister would say. But hopefully we'll come okay this afternoon.
Yeah, good. There's not much left. We're going as hard as we can. Absolutely giving it everything and just see what it comes out at the end. So I think we're third, but Jock's a fair chunk in front. But we'll just keep going and see what happens.
Yeah, like I say, this has all been a bit of a confidence builder for me. So to see a fastest time gives me a lot of. I'm happy we're moving forward, and I hope maybe the gremlins are behind me now and we can start going fast again, and yeah, just delighted.
Yeah, a wee bit unlucky with the mechanical thing so far, but that luck will change. It's good to see that happening, that you'll have the pace once you get that sorted out. Yeah,
like I say, if we can sort that, we'll be happy. The boys did a good job. They changed it at the side of the road and we didn't drop any lateness, so it was a good job from them.
Before the final loop, a look at some other stories. In the Scottish Two-Wheel Drive Championship, it was third place for the Fiesta of Thomas Gray and Dave Robson. Despite flattening a pheasant and breaking a CV joint during the day, Thomas was much happier now that the car had a new, and crucially straight, back axle. It would be impossible for us to repeat all the issues Grant Ingles had during the Speyside, so we'll leave it to him.
We've got a broken caliper on the back. The bolt's sheared, so it's in with PTFE tape and some Loctite. We've got a slipping clutch. What else have we got? We've got gearbox that's spitting oil out all over the place. We have broken my glasses. And the calf that I tore when I was skiing a couple of weeks ago is absolutely louting. Apart from that.
Yeah, enjoying yourself. Oh, I'm really good.
Despite all the problems, Grant and co-driver Robert Gray survived to take second and maintain their points lead. Taking his first maximum score of the season, Dougal Brown had Callum McLeod alongside this time out. They enjoyed a fantastic battle with the unregistered crew of Quinton Mill and Paul Hughes, the two escorts playing to the crowds and actually setting equal times on Gartley Moor 2. This result puts Dougal second in the points after 3 rounds.
70.
In the Challenger standings, it was another good day for Scott Much, despite this spin, the local driver guiding his elderly Subaru to an excellent 15th overall and 3rd Challenger. Finishing equal on times with Much, but taking second in the Challengers on the tie-break, Alistair Graham and Laura Stewart had another good run in the Evo 9, also taking second in Group N. Ten seconds ahead, Fraser Wilson and Craig Wallace had their best run of the season so far, grabbing the Group N win.
140 down. Right 4 in opens to long 3 for 100, continues over flat crest.
It's been great. It's been very tough. 10 stages in one day is quite a lot. Some were short, but they were all really fast and flowing. Stages were in brilliant condition. Wasn't too many big chuckies out there. There was one humongous one at the start which we avoided, and I think Scott McCombie took it out after us. So no, they were good. They were good. A couple of slippy bits, but you need something to keep you on your toes.
Absolutely.
With the Subaru still giving bother, it was 12th at the finish for Sinclair and Riddick. After an off and double puncture on the second Gartley stage, McDonald and Faulkner brought their Evo home in 11th. Just sneaking into the top 10 in the final loop came Barry Groundwater and Shaun Donnelly in the Evo 10. In the Milne-Wink battle for top challengers points, things were getting tense. At the end of Gartley 2, it was interesting to see both drivers' reactions.
Alright. Hard work.
It was a big moment in there.
Is that right?
Coming down to the left 9 after the quarry. Round left 7, a bit wide and up on the bank. And
you got away with it?
White faced. Well,
what's John Wink's time?
450.
You've done a 450. What's John Wink done?
John Wink he was car 12, wasn't he?
Think so.
450.
450.
We got the same time.
So you've got the same time as him?
Same time.
And what's the gap between you two guys? 2 seconds still, going into the last 2.
Yeah, I was giving it all there.
He gave himself a...
They arrived at the last stage only 1 second apart. Sadly, John cracked under the pressure and went off the road for a minute and a half, leaving Freddie to grab 9th overall and top challenger. "20 seconds up, Andrew Gallagher and Jane Nichol had their best day at the office so far this year, despite some late brake issues. Still concerned about the engine, McCulloch and Hendry grabbed 7th at the finish and were only 5 seconds behind Dale Robertson and Stuart Loudon. Fifth after their best run so far this year, Bruce McCombie and Michael Coates enjoyed themselves all day, and the times reflected that. Probably left wondering what could have been after that broken drive shaft, it was still a great run for McCrone and Gelsomino to 4th overall. Only 6 seconds ahead at the finish, Faulkner and Foy once again outperformed their car's specification to take a well-deserved podium place for the first time this season.
It's been a pretty, I'll say, undramatic day, but we've had no problems at all. We've just driven it as hard as the car will go all day and got the results at the end of it. But I don't think it's good to get to the end of the day and know you couldn't have done any more. So that's about all you can do.
Peter, you had a good quote there a minute ago. 4th is a lonely place. You've had an awful lot of 4th places. This must actually seem quite good, getting back up on the podium.
Yeah, no, it's good to be on the podium. Of course it is. You know, we come here to try and get a good result every time we come out. So yeah, no, pleased to be back on the podium. Great to just keep some momentum around the championship, really. So yeah, great day.
At the head of the field, it was down to Pearson versus Armstrong for the Speyside win. Faster on stages 8 and 9, Pearson came out of the final stage worried.
Gary, looking good?
No, I don't really want to spin in there, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the time is.
However, despite dropping 11 seconds to the Orange Impreza on the final stage, the Fiesta crew did enough to take the win by 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Now that number sounds familiar.
I don't know if I should maybe bring Paula in here about Cooper Park. You lost the rally by how many seconds?
I believe it was 8 seconds. Yeah.
And you had a wee spin the second run through Cooper Park?
Yeah, apparently that took 8 seconds.
So working back from there, we won the first stage, so we would have won the rally. Okay, I might hear this a few times tonight. Yep, I think Gary's obviously having to get himself up to speed now a little bit further, but no, his pace is fairly good today. So no, we're enjoying it, and you know everything's fairly good in the championship. You know, there's a lot of people there that can possibly still win it or be there or thereabouts. So it's not all about Gary and I.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're very, very happy. We didn't think we could obviously get Jock on these stages, but yeah, we're here, so happy.
Robbie, I'll turn to you about the last stage. Go and tell me about what happened there.
I think in fairness we would maybe do things different if we went into it again, but you don't want to change too much. Things work when you're trying, concentrating hard, pushing hard. Okay, we maybe tried. I don't think we maybe tried too hard, but yeah, we had a moment. We were lucky. In most situations you might not have got away with that spin, but we were lucky. Luck was obviously on our side today, so you know there's a lot of luck involved in this. So no, cracking day, and it wasn't easy. It was a tight fight between a lot of different people, so really good rally.
3 rounds in, 3 different winners. This year's turning into a cracker. Join us next time on the Jim Clark Reivers Rally.